Today we're in Intercoastal City. We're preparing to go out into Vermilion Bay to an area named Redfish Pointe to look at one of our latest projects. We have an artificial reef under construction out there as we speak today. This is an area that was once a prominent oyster reef that has subsided and decayed over the years. And in 2006 we did a first phase of restoration on this. And we're back here today again in 2015 to further enhance that reef area to provide habitat and fishing opportunities. What we're doing is placing the 4-inch limestone on the bottom there to create a hard surface for the marine organisms to attach. This is a technique we've used across the state in all of our major bays and the lakes. This will be the 17th reef project for CCA Louisiana since we've started our habitat program, and we're committed to having an ongoing program and replacing some of what we're losing to natural processes here in Louisiana.
What kind of response do you get from the fish?
The fish love it. Almost immediately the fish come to it just because of the bottom changes, the currents change, and it just creates a different atmosphere for them. But then the marine organisms start attaching almost immediately also, and within months we have some growth on there of marine plants and invertebrates that creates a nice place for the bait fish. And then of course what we're looking for, the game fish come after.
It's the Coastal Conservation Association of Louisiana, CCA as most people know us. We're a nonprofit organization here in Louisiana. We've got over 20,000 conservationist members right here in the state of Louisiana who are interested in making sure that the great fisheries we have here today in Louisiana remain for generations to come. And we work every day at the state capitol and in Washington, D.C. And around the state of Louisiana to make sure that, that we have a great fishery for a long, long time. The good folks from DLS Energy on the reef site dropping about 4,000 tons of 4-inch limestone that will make for a great reef habitat for speckled trout, redfish, and all the other species we love to catch out here in Vermilion Bay. When you put this substrate out there, the little tiny organisms quickly find their way to it as habitat. And as soon as the little tiny organisms get there, the slightly bigger fish get there that feed on those tiny organisms, and it doesn't take long for the game fish like speckled trout and redfish to get there to feed on those smaller fish. So it's great habitat. We find that oftentimes when we put a reef out, it doesn't take long at all, weeks and months for the fish we like to catch to show up on that habitat.
What role does this play in sustaining the species?
Well, a lot. We live in a state, as we all know, unfortunately, that's losing habitat at a tremendous rate, whether it be coastal erosion or rig removal from the Gulf. So anytime we have an opportunity to go build new habitat for the species we love, we're going to do it. So what we find is that these reefs create a bit of a nursery for these fish. So the fish are able to go there, they live, they spawn, they breed, and they create new generations of fish to come. So our volunteers and our conservation partners, Chevron, Wildlife and Fisheries, are doing great work out here today.
This is part of our ongoing program at CCA Louisiana for our habitat and our conservation work. It's one of the many areas our organization focuses on, but in particular this is one where we go out and build tangible projects like this. We've done artificial reefs, we've done some marsh creation in some critical areas, and we do a lot of outreach with youth in public and other programs.
We're building a reef at Redfish Pointe, probably approximately placing 4,000 tons of limestone, keeping the water depth at the highest rock, maybe 6 foot from the lowest level.
Tell us about the operation. How tough is it to do this?
Easy for us. We're good at it. This is the 4th reef we build. Everything is going well. The weather's cooperating, and just getting it done.
Tell us a little bit about the process starting with the rocks behind you.
Well, what we do, we got stations marked on the board. We have like 12 or 13 stations marked up, and they'll make 3 drops per station, approximately a ton per drop. And we just continue that process throughout the whole area. Maybe we'll probably end up with 4 or 5 acres when we finish.
And how long does it take to do an artificial reef like this?
This one's going to take about 8 days. 8 days, 8 to 9 days, we ought to be complete.
What is the toughest part about doing a project like this?
Weather. When weather comes in, that might shut us down for a couple of days, but other than that, everything else is a smooth sail.
How can you locate the artificial reef?
Usually we get it marked before we get here. All the corners are marked with the coordinates, and it's all marked, so we know pretty much where it's at.
What do you think of this program?
I think it's beneficial to the fishermen, recreational department. I mean, everybody. It's just going to make a good fishing habitat for down the future, you know.
This is Kentucky limestone. You can see it's a very nice, clean rock product, and it's going on the bottom, create that hard surface for our marine organisms. Okay.
After taking a first-hand inspection, what are your thoughts?
Everything is going great out here today. We got a first-class contractor, and we're going to have a really nice reef when this is done, and it'll be here for a long time.
What do you think of this operation?
Fantastic. This is a first-class operation. Great contractor, great partners in this project. It couldn't go any better.
Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries has an artificial reef program that's been in existence since the 80s. It initially started with the offshore Reef, and we've expanded on that with the inshore and nearshore reefs, and the inshore definitely provide a lot more access to recreational anglers.
What do these artificial reefs mean to the fish?
It provides hard substrate. The bottom in Louisiana is often muddy and oftentimes featureless, and so by providing hard materials on the bottom, it provides that complex structure which provides great habitat for not only the animals that provide forage, but the fish that we like to catch. Fishing is huge. Louisiana is the sportsman's paradise for a reason. We have the best fisheries out there, and so providing reefs and additional habitat for these fish provides a great home for the fish, but a place for anglers to go and target them.
Your reaction to CCA's involvement in this?
It's great. CCA has done a remarkable job of not only increasing the exposure of the artificial reef program, but it also provides a great partnership to expand the dollars. And so we combine forces and get a lot more done with the limited funds that we have.
At Chevron, a big part of what we do is social investment, and in the environment is one of the areas that we do have a lot of investment. So the mission here that the CCA of Louisiana to conserve marine resources, our investment here fits right in alignment with that.
Your reaction to this project that we're seeing here today?
It's fantastic. You know, at Chevron, we believe in supporting wetland habitat rebuilding, reef installations. So this is going to be a big impact for the recreational fishermen in Vermilion Bay, adding this additional on the order of 4,000 tons of 4-inch limestone over this 3 to 4 acre area.
This project we witnessed here today goes back to way back in our roots for Vermilion Parish, Iberia Parish, and surrounding parishes as well. You know, Vermilion Parish is unique, bordering Vermilion Bay along with Iberia Parish as well. What makes Vermilion Bay so unique is that there are so many entry points for recreational fishermen. It's very unique for you know, trout, redfish, and also the shrimping industry as well. Enhancing this reef in Vermilion Bay is going to acquire a lot of people to get more quality fishing time, bringing in more habitat naturally into Vermilion Bay, which is well needed, passing through the previous storms that we've passed through, really damaged our habitat here. So implementing this with CCA and Chevron and Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries is a great deal for us because it's assuring that we are truly committed for rebuilding recreational fishermen here in this area.
What is the value of CCA membership?
Value of CCA membership is you get to interact with so many people in the state that have so many different ideas and so many foresight for along as going in recreational fishermen. And you know, naturally it starts with the kids, and it grows all the way up to the parenthood and goes all the way up further and far beyond that. So, you know, with that being said, CCA is well committed to the state of Louisiana for presenting and preserving habitat.
We're members of CCA because we like to support our local organizations and be able to work together with individuals to build habitat for future fishermen like my son Isaac.
Tell us a little bit about the value of father-son fishing.
It's I can't put a price tag on it. It's some of the best memories that we've ever created. We're out there on the boat together, don't have our phones going, don't have any music going. We spent some awesome times making some great memories catching fish together.
I've been fishing for 6 years, and I really like how you can catch as many fish as you want.
What do you enjoy about fishing with your dad?
It's very fun because I catch the fish and he deckhands.
This is a great project. I want to first of all thank the people that put this together, CCA, Wildlife and Fisheries, and also Chevron. This is just a great example how the oil and gas industry and how these energy companies are great steward for our industry and how they work together. And you know, this touches home for me. I can remember fishing with my grandfather on a reef very similar to the one that's being built today. And you know, those kind of memories, that your father and son, father and daughter, for me, my grandfather and myself, these are the kind of memories I'll have be long lasting. It shows that the oil and gas industry does care about our environment. They do care about our outdoor life. And you know, a lot of these rig workers out there, they're working hard every day to put food in their family, but when they come home on the weekend, this is our relaxation. We like to go fishing, we like hunting. It's just great to see these guys come together with such a great project, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, and I'm very happy for it to happen in my own district.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Vermilion Bay. We're out here at Redfish Pointe Reef Phase 2 with CCA, the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, Chevron, and a bunch of our volunteers from our local CCA chapters, from the Vermilion chapter, the Sugar chapter, the Cajun chapter, the Acadiana chapter, all represented here today in Intracoastal City. I want to thank everybody for being here. My name is David CRESSON. I am the Executive Director and CEO of CCA Louisiana. It's my honor to be here with so many great volunteers and conservation partners. To lead us off with today's program, I'd like to introduce you to CCA's Chairman of Habitat for Louisiana and really the brains of the operation here on this reef, Mr. John WALTHER. John?
Thank you, David. Today we're here enhancing on Redfish Pointe 2. This is a project that originated in 2006. We're out here in Vermilion Bay adding limestone hard material to the water bottoms to create habitat for our marine organisms, to provide harborage for our bait fish, and of course access for our game fish and our anglers. This is part of our ongoing habitat program at CCA Louisiana. This is actually our 17th on the ground project. We have another project coming a little later this year, number 18. And this is part of the mission of our organization, these habitat projects along with our other activities. So we're glad to be here today with our sponsors, Chevron, with the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, who of course facilitates this program and makes it all possible, and our volunteers in the local area that sponsor these ideas and make it all happen. So we're going to hear from a couple of these other folks and get out on the water.
Thank you, John. And John, as I think mentioned, this is our 17th reef that we've built in conjunction with Wildlife and Fisheries and various conservation partners. Unbelievable that just 10 years ago we hadn't done a single one of these, and now just 10 years later we're on number 17 and many more to come. So thank you, John, for all your great work. We are honored and privileged to have with us a brand new partner in conservation this year on this reef, our good friends from Chevron, who have been partners in other ways with CCA throughout the years, but this is the first project we've done with Chevron. We sure are pleased and hope it's working as well for you guys as it has for us. I'd like to introduce Mr. Alex VOORIES with Chevron, who'd like to say a few words. Alex?
Thanks. Chevron's proud to be to support the CCA Louisiana in their mission to conserve marine resources. We've heard a lot about, or we're going to hear a lot about, the Redfish Pointe artificial reef, this phase 2, and Chevron is supporting the entire 3 to 4 acre project where we're going to put, where they're actually out there working now, but they'll put approximately 4,000 tons of this 4-inch limestone over this 3 to 4 acre area. So it's going to be a pretty phenomenal reef, and impact for the recreational fishermen is, I think, going to be something that's also going to be pretty phenomenal. Again, Chevron's an active partner and support of coastal restoration, marine and wildlife protection, and sustainable development. So I just want to say that, again, thanks to the CCA Louisiana for allowing us to be a part of this, and we're looking forward to going out on site and taking a look at the construction. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Can't say enough about our partners from Chevron and how they've stepped up to the plate, really helping enhance Louisiana's coast. and we look forward to a great day here today and great work with them in the future. We could not do these projects without the incredible work of our partners at the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, Secretary Robert Barham, Assistant Secretary Randy Pausina, and their leadership have really made it possible for these 17 reefs to be built, and today is no different. So here representing the state of Louisiana and the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries is Mr. Craig Gautreaux with the Reef Program at LDWF. Craig?
Thank you. On behalf of Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries and the Artificial Reef Program, we're very happy to partner with CCA and the rest of the partners with this project. We're excited about putting more hard material on the bottom to provide important, complex habitats for marine fish, and we look forward to having anglers enjoy this reef for years to come.
Thank you, Craig. Really can't say enough about the incredible work going on at the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. We tell our partners across the country about how lucky we are here in Louisiana to have the leadership at the department that we do, the superior science that they're able to gather, and the great work they're doing on the coast. So thank you to Craig, again to Secretary Robert Barham, Assistant Secretary Pausina, Governor Jindal for all of their leadership on these great programs. We are also very blessed to have incredible support from our local government leadership. We're pleased to have with us today Representative Blake MIGUEZ, who is a great friend and supporter to CCA and to hunters and fishermen everywhere, and he'd like to say a few words. Representative MIGUEZ.
How you doing? My name is Blake MIGUEZ, State Representative for District 49. I'm so happy to be here. I want to thank everybody for coming out, and this is a great project for my district. I want to thank CCA for putting this together, working with the state of Louisiana, as well as the oil and gas industry and Chevron's. They've done so many good things for our community. It's just great to see Chevron as a great steward for the oil and gas industry, working together to make this better, our coast and our wildlife better for our future generations. I know that it's very similar. This is very close to home for me, being a lifelong resident of this area. I fished with my grandfather on reefs, very similar to the one that we'll see today. And I just hope one day that I can fish with my little 10-month-year-old daughter. I want to take her fishing. I want to see her take her grandchildren fishing. This is something that we can make memories on for future generations to come. I'm just proud to be a part of it, and like I said, I'm proud to have this happen in my district. And thank you for everyone for making this happen, and thank you very much.
I had the pleasure of speaking with young Isaac DUHON over there on our boat ride back from the reef a minute ago. And he was telling me how cool it was to see this going on and how neat it was to be able to be part of it. But he mentioned to me that he hoped one day he would be able to take his kids out to this reef to fish. That's a pretty profound thing for an 8-year-old to say, first of all, and it really is what we're here doing today. So whereas certainly all of us will get to enjoy the fruits of this great reef in the not too distant future, it's really more about young guys like your daughter and Isaac DUHON being able to do this for generations to come. So again, we want to thank everybody for all the work that you've done to create this day here today. Special thanks to our Abbeville chapter, our Vermilion chapter here with CCA, whose idea this was 10 years ago, and Phase 2 was their idea as well. So Josh and JD and all the Gunner and guys behind me, thank you to all of our members who really are part of the process and are helping to make our coast in Louisiana a better place for all of us.
What was your reaction when you had a chance to see the reef?
Just really cool. These things take a lot of time and energy to get done. Great work by our volunteers, by our Habitat Committee for CCA, putting together the efforts with great folks like Chevron and our great partners at Wildlife and Fisheries. It's just the culmination of a lot of time and effort and work and funding from great partners, and to see it all come to fruition and rocks actually hitting the water is very satisfying.
If people have questions like more information about CCA, what should they do?
Real easy. Go to our website, ccalouisiana.com. You can give us a call at 225-952-9200. We're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for partners in conservation. So if you're interested in getting involved, give us a call. Go to our website. We look forward to hearing from you.